Darn it, you can't read my sign.
All I see is barefoot.
Yeah, it says if you're not barefoot, you're overdressed.
I love that.
That's my official gym sign.
Were
That's
there
right.
What?
Where'd you go, Brett? Oh, there you guys are.
It's you again.
Uh-oh.
All right, Dante, are you barefoot?
Is that an elliptical I see back there?
No. That's a figment of your imagination.
Really?
Doing jazzercise and hopping on that elliptical?
There's an assault bike over there. Did you see that?
Yeah, I do see that.
It's broken in.
so I've heard. You could just attach that other bike hanging up there on the wall.
Yeah, there's a
Oh. Is that Belle? Yes, that's Belle. The White Ranger's better.
Oh,
Oh, no.
back, when you were young, probably.
That's like one thing I remember vividly from my pediatrician. Yeah, like the whole room that I always sat in was always the Power Rangers posters everywhere.
I feel really old now. Thanks. Thanks.
Those were
Watch the Power
they were
Rangers.
just going out of style. I was a kid.
Still inside.
They were like still in style.
You can't come back from that. There's just no saving it. Sorry.
What the hell's a Power Ranger?
Oh, Lord.
Where's
All
Bubby?
right.
This is his favorite.
Bubby's drinking a couple beers out in the garage.
He's doing his own sort of flexibility.
Oh, so he's drinking instead of doing mobility tonight. Okay.
He said he's doing mobility in the garage.
Uh-huh. Okay.
He does mobility every night.
Okay.
It's some
All right,
real
guys.
loose.
So we're going to start with some footwork, and then we're going to go into some pretty heavy loading of the lower leg. So we're going to spend a fair amount of time under tension. So what I want you to do first is grab a cross ball, and we're just going to do 1 foot at a time, and we're going to spend 2 minutes on each foot. You're just going to get that lacrosse ball under your foot. Yep. And we'll start now and we're just going to spend 30 seconds just kind of rolling around here.
Thoughts on a spiky ball? Spiky ball better?
In this case, probably not.
Okay.
But if it's all you've got, it'll work. So we want to kind of pay attention to the whole foot here. Heel up into the arch and the ball of the foot. Just kind of rolling through. Then we're going to we're going to kind of balance on our heel. And then we're going to roll side to side over kind of the end of the long bones of our feet. Display your toes, so really push them far apart. Come a little bit down on that foot. Flex and extend your toes. And times there. Keep pushing that ball further down your foot. As you get into the arch of that foot, flexing and extending your toes, you should start to find some tender points there in the feet. This is a great way to address those. So just 10 more seconds here. Keep moving those toes around as much as possible. And switch feet. So just rolling out for 30 seconds, the bottom of the entire foot. And then come onto that heel and kind of roll back and forth. Laying your toes. And seeing if you're running into any tender points in the bottom of that foot and try and work them out. Keep rolling side to side there. Then moving up into your midfoot and kind of flex and extend those toes. Keep flexing and extending those toes as you move down the foot. Getting closer to the heel. Up. Up. Another 15 seconds here.
Do it.
All right, and relax. All right. Okay. I'm just making sure. Okay. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to move into some single leg work. So we're going to do the same work on both legs, but essentially each leg is going to be under tension for 8 minutes. So this is where you can find a wall or something to lean on, because basically what we're going to do is we're going to come into plantar flexion as much as we can. So one thing that I want you guys to think about here is usually, trying to get you a good angle of my lower leg. So when we think about dorsiflexion, we think about just moving our knee out over our toes, right? So if you see what my knee is doing right now, it's totally caving in towards my midline, okay? So that's a cheat, and that's not true dorsiflexion. So what I want you to do is think about aligning your kneecap with the bones, the long bones of the second and third toe on your foot, right? So here, and what I'm going to do is align my knee so that it's pushing outward and not letting that inward cheat happen, right? So I'm going to push out here, okay? It's a lot easier if you have a wall or something to lean on and really just push that knee out. Try and keep your leg straight, but don't let that knee twist in, okay? So we're going to stay here for 2 minutes. Really pushing into that dorsiflexion, okay? So you might feel a little bit of a twisting in your ankle. That's okay. If you feel any pinching pain in the front of your ankle with this movement, I want you to back off the movement until you don't feel any pinching pain, okay? So stretching is okay, pinching is not. There's a whole lot of stuff going on in that ankle complex, and we don't want to get any tissues pinched in between one of the many bones in there. So we're about halfway through here. So try and deepen that stretch if you can. Don't dump in towards the center. So really try and play with the feel of your foot on the floor. Press your heel down into the floor, spread your toes out, press the pads of your toes into the floor. Really feel your whole foot in contact with the floor. Your arch is probably up a little bit, and that's okay, but we want you to feel that stability through your whole foot. And in 5 seconds, what we're gonna do is we're gonna press the foot into the floor, okay? So go ahead and press that foot really hard into the floor as if you're gonna come up on your tiptoes, but no actual movement happens, okay? So press, press, press really hard for another 15 seconds here. Keep pressing. 10 seconds. 5. And deepen the stretch. So go deeper. Again, don't let that knee dump in. Keep it pressing out over the second and third toe. Another 15 seconds here. In 5 seconds, we're going to press again. And go. Press that foot into the floor. Press, press, press. Keep pressing another 10 seconds. 5 seconds. And stretch. So deepen that stretch. Really feel that foot active into the floor. So power out through that heel. Really drive your heel back and down into the floor. In another 10 seconds, we're going to lift again. Or we're going to push, sorry. Go ahead and push into the floor one last time for 30 seconds. Drive that heel back and down and press that forefoot into the ground. Press, press, press. 10 more seconds. Drive the heel back and down. 5 seconds. And stretch. So the next thing that we're going to go into is going to be a lift off. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to back off the range of motion just a tiny bit, and we're going to attempt to lift the foot off the floor. If you see my foot, you see how tiny that movement is. Okay. But what I'm doing is I'm activating my neurology and doing everything that I can to try and pull my toes up towards my nose and lift my whole foot up off of the floor. So go ahead and lift, 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 lift. We're going to hold here for 30 seconds. If you start cramping in your foot or in the front of your lower leg, that is okay. Keep lifting here. Another 10 seconds. 5 seconds. And drop that foot down and go into a stretch again. Kind of move around a little bit. Do some circles. Really try and keep your heel on the ground though. Another 10 seconds here, and we're going to lift off again. So back off of that range of motion and get ready to lift. And go. Lift up, 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 up. Try and get the ball of that foot up off of the floor. Lift, lift, lift. Halfway. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. And drop it down. Go ahead and shake that out. We're just going to do 2 lift-offs there, and we are going to transition to the other leg, okay? So we're going to do the same thing we just did with the other leg. So again, getting that stretch out over those second and third toes, okay? You can do it with a bent leg or a straight leg. Actually, I prefer a straight leg. They do target 2 different muscles, but we're really working with the ankle complex more than the lower leg. So it's okay, bent or straight leg. So really just pressing, feeling that whole foot active into the floor as we're stretching here. Hanging out for 2 minutes. Pressing the heel down and back. So I'm trying to keep an eye on you guys from up here, but if anybody has any questions or has something to say, please just unmute yourself and say it so that I can help you if you need help with something, okay? So we've got another minute here. Keep that foot and those toes active. Really feel the bottom of the foot in contact with the ground here. Powering that heel down into the ground. Just another 20 seconds here. And then we're going to go into our activation sequence where 30 seconds we're going to push the foot into the ground and 30 seconds we're going to stretch. So we're going to go in 5. And push. Push that foot into the ground. Power the heel back and down and push that foot into the ground. Push, push, push. You should feel a big activation through the back of your calf here. 10 more seconds. 5 more seconds. And relax and stretch. $15 more seconds here. We're trying not to let that knee cave in towards our midline. In 5 seconds. And push. Go ahead and activate that foot into the ground. Push, push, push. Keep pressing here, halfway through. 10 seconds. Press that heel back and down. 5 seconds. And stretch. So we have one more push here in 10 seconds. Go ahead and push that foot into the ground. Push, push, push. Drive the heel back and down and press the top of the foot into the ground. Press the ball of the foot, your toes. Drive the heel back. 10 seconds. 5 seconds. And stretch. Then we're going to come back off of that stretch a little bit, and we're going to move into lifting that foot up off of the floor. Okay? So go ahead and lift that foot up. Lift, 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 lift. As high as you can. Keep pulling it up, 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 up. I know it's hard. Keep pulling it up. We've got 10 more seconds. Up, 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 up. 5 seconds. And drop it down. Just one more lift off. So play into that stretch a little bit. Do some circles. Try and keep that heel down on the ground. In 5 seconds, we're going to go. And lift that foot up off the ground. Lift, 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 lift. Even if it doesn't come off the ground, we're just trying to. Okay, we're turning on our nervous system. So lift, lift, lift as much as you can. Halfway. Keep lifting. 5 seconds. Really pull that foot up and relax. Go ahead and shake that out. All right. How's everybody doing? Is everybody okay? That's a lot of time under tension. Yep, we're all good? Okay, cool. So we're gonna move on to the yoga block portion or the rolled up towel portion. So grab whatever prop you brought with you. I'm gonna go grab mine. So I had the picture of this towel rolled up like this, which works fine. So if you have something like this, if you don't have a prop, you can just do this on the floor as well. It also works on a yoga block. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna come into this position. We're gonna put the top of the foot on the yoga block, and then we're gonna sit back onto it. So we should be feeling a nice stretch through the top of the foot and through the front of the ankle here, okay? So if you have to lean your body forward a little bit, you can't see me really well. If you have to lean your body forward, that's gonna unload the foot a little bit. If you can come up and be straighter up and just let all of your weight come back onto that ankle, that's ideal. But the way that we scale it is by leaning forward. Okay, so I don't want you guys pushing into pain here, okay? We're only hanging out here for a minute, okay? And then we're gonna get a little bit active with it, okay? This is a pretty uncomfortable position. It's not one that we're accustomed to. So in 10 seconds, what we're gonna do is push the top of the foot into the block or the towel or the floor or whatever we're working with here, okay? So go ahead and press, get active. There's no movement, okay? You should feel this really deep through the top of your foot and through the front of your ankle. Keep pressing for 15 more seconds. 10. 5 seconds. And stop pressing and try and sink back onto that foot even more. Again, don't let this get painful, guys. If it gets painful, start to lean forward a little bit, bias your weight to one side or the other, okay? In 10 seconds, we're gonna press again. Go ahead and press the top of that foot into that yoga block. Push, push, push. Get super active with it. Keep pushing. We've got 10 more seconds here. And stretch. So just relax onto that. So in 10 seconds, what we're gonna do is you're gonna kind of offload the tissue a little bit. So you wanna lean forward a little bit unless you're super comfortable in this position. One of my clients is a ballerina and she's ridiculously comfortable in this position, so she does not offload here. So if you're comfortable, stay where you are. If you're pretty uncomfortable, I want you to offload a little bit. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a 10-second lift. Your foot probably isn't gonna go anywhere. But what we want to do is as if we're trying to lift our foot up off of that block, leading with our toes, okay? So ready, go ahead and lift. Lift, 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 lift. Maybe the top of your foot comes off of that block just a little bit. Keep pushing. You get a cramp in your foot, come off of it a little bit and relax. Offload those tissues if you need to. Just one more lift off here. So come back into it again and lift. Lift, 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 lift those toes. Lift them up off the block. Keep pushing. Keep pushing through, lift up, 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 and relax. So come up off of that ankle and slowly just give it a few circles. Everybody doing okay? Good. That's terrible. I know that it's terrible. All right, we're gonna run over a little bit. I hope that's okay. I upgraded my Zoom so it won't kick you out this time if we run over. So we'll be good. So coming into that same position with the other foot goes up onto the block, and we're gonna hang out here for a minute. So just another 30 seconds here. 15 seconds. And go ahead and push the top of that foot down into the block. Push, push, push. Keep pushing it down. Halfway through. Keep pushing down and in. 5 more seconds. Push, 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 push. And relax into that stretch. Offload the tissue a little bit if you need to. If you don't have to offload the tissue, you're going to get better results. Okay? Again, don't push into pain. Okay? Discomfort is okay. Pain is not. Pain anything over a 4 isn't acceptable here. Okay? In 5 seconds, we're going to push again. Go ahead and push the top of that foot down into that block. Push, push, push. Keep pushing. We're halfway through. Five more seconds. And relax. Just stretch that tissue. Offload it a little bit if you need to. Give it a little bit of space. We're going to move into 2 lift-offs, okay? And 5 more seconds. And lift off. Try and pull those toes up off the block. Pull them up, 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 up. Pull those toes up as much as you can and relax. And pull those toes up. Pull them up, 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 up. Fight it, fight it, fight it. Keep pulling them up. Keep going. And relax. And come off of that ankle. All right, guys. So the last piece of this is let's just move these ankles around because we've been pretty aggressive with them. Okay, so what I like to do is kind of hold my leg up like this. And what you're going to do is move your ankle through its entire range of motion. So this is a controlled articular rotation, or CARS. Okay, so the idea is I'm going really slow. Okay, I'm pushing all the way out to the ends of my range of motion, probably to the point where I'm cramping a little bit. Okay, if you do a full set of CARS and you didn't get at least 1 cramp, you're not making it hard enough on yourself. Okay, so you're generating as much internal force as you can and going super slow. So we're just going to go 3 times in each direction. If you're really trying to build the range of motion in your ankles, CARS would be the thing that I would really recommend. So we're just going to go in each direction 3 times for the sake of time here. Really recommend 10 in each direction every day if you're trying to work with your ankle range of motion. And you'll notice that my toes are really active too, like they're splayed and they're kind of flexing and extending as I move through the range of motion. That's an important piece of it as well. So once you get 3 in each direction, we're gonna switch legs and go for 3 in each direction here. Nice work, guys. So if you have time, I would do a few more of those ankle circles in each direction. But yeah, so thanks for coming out. And I know I posted on the page before, but if any of you have anything in particular that you want to work on in one of these classes, please shoot me a message or post something on the members page, okay?
Thank you, Jody. Thanks,
You're welcome.
horrible as always.
Thanks for hanging out, guys. I'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hey, he looks like he's stuck.